Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Menu Podcast. This is our third episode, brought you from two different coasts of the continent here. My name is Dave, and I'm live in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And with me, as always, I've got my good friend Josh Elkin, who is live in Los Angeles, California. This is a podcast about food-worthy news and newsworthy foods. We talk about all sorts of silly topics that pertain to food and eating and taste buds and how your brain interacts with all of those things to produce independent thought. Josh, say hello to our friends.
What is going on, everyone? I hope you're doing well. It is a fantastic Wednesday, as Dave has said, or whatever day it is that you're listening to this podcast. It is the menu. Super excited to get started. We have a great list of food-inspired news topics that I said on Twitter, and I said it just now, and I really like what I said. It will feed your brain belly with all the news, food, and food news that we could scrape up.
Little known fact about human beings is that they don't just have one belly. You know, people always refer to like cows and or camels as being the only species that have many bellies. I'm pretty sure the scientific community agrees that it's only cows and camels that have multiple brains, but they're wrong. Humans have two, one of them being in our bellies and the other one being deep inside of our brain. And you've got to fill that brain belly from time to time, lest it starve.
We also have brains in our taste buds called the taste bud brain.
The taste bud brain?
Yeah, that's to decipher what tastes good and what doesn't taste good. There's only like 3 or 4 functions of the taste bud brain.
But I feel that the taste bud brain is a brain in your taste bud, whereas the brain stomach is a stomach in your brain. So they're two, one's stomach related, one's brain related, and one's taste bud related. Does
Either
that make
way,
sense?
We're talking about
Are we saying anything? Are we saying anything intelligent at all? I don't think so. I think it's all really stupid. Yeah. It's pseudoscience, and that's one thing that we like to do on our Twitch channel is pseudoscience.
That's true. And either way, if you're listening to this, you're here, and we appreciate that. And exactly. And I'm just really fired up about getting through this list and talking about all this deliciousness.
Just quickly, I want to remind people that this podcast goes down live every single week on twitch.tv/liquorsauce. We upload the recorded video to youtube.com/TheJoshElkin. And then you could also find, obviously, the podcast here on SoundCloud and iTunes. It is called The Menu Podcast. We record them every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you again for joining us. And I was about to really go full Phil DeFranco there. And let's just jump right into it. First topic, Josh, Costco chicken. I think this is an important topic, and I'll tell you why. Costco really does some great foodstuffs. They are legendarily known for their hot dog, the $1.49 hot dog soda combo, arguably the greatest value menu item in the history of menus. You find me a better deal than that Frank and soda combo.
You really can. And it's not one of those low budget meals where it's really cheap because it's sucky. No. The Kirkland brand hot dog soda combo is delicious.
It carries a lot of weight. It really carries a lot of weight.
I actually love it. And every single time I think about it and every single time I talk about it, I instantly want to.
Yeah, like I'm pissed off that I'm having this podcast with you now. I really want to just go to Costco and have hot dogs. And I know if I was to say it to my wife, Bert, that she would be super down with going to Costco to get a dog because she's all about dogs.
Anyhow, I mean, you're lucky. You live like.
That's true. I'm only a couple
3
of blocks.
minutes away from Costco.
You're like a 45-minute drive.
I have to travel to the next town. I got to go to like Burbank or Pacoima or something like that.
You definitely don't want to head on down to Pacoima. Let's also make a point of every episode talking about Pacoima at least once. You down with that? Also, most importantly, let's keep mispronouncing it as Pacoima.
It's pronounced Pacoima, right?
No, it's pronounced Pacoima.
Is it really? I thought it's
99% certain the original founders of the town had named it after the native longboard surfboard that was called the Koima, and land of this longboard is Pacoima. So,
And it was because of the Pacific, so they said pack.
well,
like
Pacific is the native word for land. So it's certain dialects of the native tongues.
Just want to
So
reiterate the
Pacoima.
fact that Dave and I make up a lot of science
No, we don't.
here
No, we
and a
don't.
lot
No, we
of
don't. It's
things.
all real deal.
And that's
So
the point of this. But we're not talking about
Costco
Pacoima.
chicken.
Yes, we're talking about Costco chicken and not just the
Look at how nice
delicious
this
hot
chicken
dogs
looks.
that they
So
produce.
we could talk about this chicken just in terms of like we know where where you see this chicken. You go to the back of Costco,
All the
you
way
go
at
to
the
like the
back.
butcher all the way at the back. It's right next to where they make all the cakes and cupcakes and muffins. They have the butcher, and sandwiched in between the two are those gigantic rotisseries. They are essentially chicken closets. You open them up and they just have like 100 chickens each rotisserieing within those closets. And they produce a really high quality chicken. So,
Or is it a chicken? It might be a trickin, meaning they trick you with their chicken.
so
That's a whole other discussion.
this article that you have here quotes Dr. Oz, who's not particularly reputable, not a particularly reputable source. So I think you could maybe trust what we're about to read here as much as you could trust half of the historic facts or scientific data that we provide you on this stream. He has apparently teamed up with an award-winning writer to figure out why people are so addicted to Kirkland products, but specifically the rotisserie chicken. Josh, care to take over?
There's a lot of information in this article, and I think the biggest takeaway is they claim that the chicken, before it comes to Costco and before they start throwing it on the rotisserie and cooking it, it's smothered and basted and brined in all sorts of high caloric ingredients and seasonings and things that aren't healthy with you, which obviously that's where all the deliciousness comes from. You take a chicken and you pluck it and you throw it on a rotisserie, it's not going to taste delicious, right, Dave?
No, not even close.
So this article goes into depth about what we don't know about the rotisserie chickens. And there's some natural flavors in it. There's salt and probably some paprika and such. But the takeaway from this is there's a lot of similarities to how this chicken is seasoned in comparison to how potato chips are seasoned and how potato chips are made.
Well, it says more specifically, they add MSG to the skin. Now, we know that MSG is really, really good at making things last a long time, which when you're dealing with rotisserie chickens, they do sit out for a while after they've been rotissed. I'm just trying to figure out what the verb is. Rotisseried? Rotissed? Roted? Rotissed. I'm going to stick with rotissed. After they've been rotissed, they've got to sit there for a while as people come to collect their chickens. It's like almost like they pick them up from daycare, and Costco is the daycare. MSG helps prolong that shelf life, but more importantly, MSG is just, for me, it's always been an insanely addictive product. I find that part of the reason why I enjoy Chinese food, for example, so much is because of all that MSG. It just hits all the right sweet spots. What this article is suggesting is that you are actually fully addicted to chicken the way you are addicted to chips. Now, I guess that just means that we're going to have to start having billboards that explain the health risks of chicken.
I got to tell you something. I am not even mad in the slightest way about being addicted to rotisserie chicken.
No.
Like, in fact, there's a 99.9% chance that as soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm booting over to the store and I'm getting myself a rotisserie chicken. Now, here's the deal.
You more than anybody likes a rotisserie chicken.
You know I like a rotisserie chicken. You know what I like doing? I like pulling apart all of the flesh off of the carcass and then just making like things out of the chicken without the bones on it. That's the move. But alas, talking about MSG for a quick
Oh man, you've been saving that one for a while, haven't you?
Like keeping it right over here in the pocket. But the thing is with MSG is it's edible like shellac, basically.
Shellac. It's just like a real a shiny, when added to water, it's a real shiny, It's what gives
preservative.
it's what gives like Chinese food sauces their glisten and what makes them so deliciously addictive.
So I guess the question is here, is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? The title of this article is The Truth Behind Costco's $5 rotisserie chicken, as if it's a bad thing that they're as addictive as potato chips. I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I definitely don't.
Not to mention it's $5. Now, what are your thoughts on a $5 chicken? Because I have my own reservations.
Yeah,
It.
I think that I think $5 for a chicken is a little cheap, considering the hot dog and the bun and the soda's $1.50. It really, I think that when you look at Costco prices, it almost doesn't make sense. It's a 3-pound chicken for $5. Like, it's so much more than the hot dog and the soda at $1.50. How good can the quality of this chicken be? But I want to take it one step further and think about the addictive nature of this chicken. I think it opens the door to adding ingredients to other foods that make you addicted, fully addicted. And
you mean like rotisserie chicken chips?
Well, I mean, no, that sounds delicious. Chicken chips are a thing for sure, and I think that that's delicious. No, I'm more saying, like, you know how the old was the Chris Rock skit where he talked about Krispy Kreme and how addictive they are.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember the exact bit, but you're right.
What if they're actually adding things? You know, the way nicotine is added to cigarettes to make them more addictive, even though they're probably addictive enough on their own. If we allow this to happen, then they're going to continue to make foods that we become more and more addicted to. And we're going to find ourselves maybe one day not even be able to control what we eat. We just eat what our brains think we need to eat.
Which is not even a reality.
I'm tired of corporations controlling me and telling me what I should be eating and when I should be eating it. Costco.
You know what that is? You know what that is, Dave?
Fuck, I want a hot dog.
That's pure like Matrix sludge.
Yeah.
That you're referring to. All the essential amino acids to keep the body going. I think that was the exact line verbatim.
Yeah,
exactly. Fact check on that. But like that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be like, okay, you could have meal A that is like this beautiful array of food that looks delicious and probably isn't that healthy for you, or you can have this little bowl of sludge that really is what your body needs.
It's Soylent. Soylent is the thing, right? Soylent is the real life example, and we need to split the difference. So I don't think it's a bad thing that Costco. What we're getting at is Costco is making us addicted to chicken. Costco is going out of their way to add seasonings and flavors and chemicals, because MSG is a chemical that make us addicted to chicken. On the other hand, Soylent is trying to streamline eating so that you never have to worry about flavor ever again. I'd like to split the difference. I'd like the taste and flavor and value of the Costco chicken minus the addictive properties, because otherwise we're just going to end up like in The Simpsons there with Tamako, you know?
Okay, so here's what you do. You take a Costco rotisserie chicken. You take a flavorless can of Soylent mix, and you make a Costco rotisserie chicken Soylent milkshake.
Oh, that's good.
You steep the rotisserie chicken.
Oh no, we know how we feel about steeping here.
We took it to a place.
Chicken Soylent tea is really, honestly, it's probably not even that bad. It's probably not even that bad at all.
All you need to really do is add some MSG to it, and you're good to go.
Listen, that's, I think, the takeaway from this topic is that MSG can be added to anything to make it taste better and make it more addictive and sell you more products. So if you were to open up a store, a restaurant, a brand that sells food, do yourself a favor. Pack everything full of MSG. People will buy more of it and it'll last longer. It really is the smart business move.
Yeah, just sprinkle a little MSG on top of it, on top of everything, you know? So the question, I guess, at the end of this article, I mean, in the end, Are they slamming the situation, or is it?
I don't think they're doing either or. I think they're just saying this is what it is, and just so you know, make yourself aware, because awareness is half the battle. That's the most important thing. Is that how? I think that's how the saying goes. Honestly,
pretty much. And then
good
it also
for Costco.
Good for Costco. Always good for Costco. Honestly,
they're making people addicted to their products, and they're still widely regarded as one of the best brands out there, one of the best companies to work for. Their CEO is notorious for having, or infamous is maybe the better word, for having a super, super small salary, and they treat their their employees really well, and they make you addicted to their chicken. Here they are making a product that is addictive and ultimately not that healthy for you, and I only see benefits for them. I only see a boost in their stock prices. Pay attention after this podcast releases. Pay attention to the stock markets. You're going to find out that they're on the up and up, Costco.
Yep. Definitely on the up and up. And just so you know, if you are addicted to potato chips, chances are you're addicted to Costco chicken.
And if you're addicted to chicken, you should switch to chips. They're way better. So next topic on the docket, Josh.
Oh my God, I love this topic, Dave.
A little something called, hang on, why can't I'm trying to move my finger pointer here. There it is. Disneyland food. Let's preface this with one thing that's very important. First of all, look, for those of you that aren't that are listening at home and aren't watching live on the internet or watching the video, I am staring at what seems to be it looks like a pretzel cone almost, and it is filled with cheese and bacon. And it is just a terrific looking thing. I'm assuming that what we're going to read is that this is a secret menu item that's available at Disney. You just have to know where to find it and how to get it. The interesting thing about this, and this is where we should preface this story, is the fact that Disney invented the Dorito.
Oh yeah.
The Dorito was a snack that was sold at Disney before it Disneyland or Disney World? Disneyland, I think, right?
Whatever the first one was.
Whichever fucking Disney it was. They put the Dorito as a snack item at Disney, and it spread like wildfire from there. So yeah. I think that's a little known fact about Disney, is that they had such a huge impact on the food game, on food innovation, on Kitchenuity, right, Josh? Shout out to
this
Josh's
is a
YouTube
whole
videos.
Different brand, Dave. Kitchenuity is having ingenuity in the kitchen.
Excuse me.
Disneyland.
Well, they had ingenuity in the kitchen, and then they had it in the park. So it's Park Kitchenuity.
Park-genuity.
Terrible.
Working
All of
title.
it is terrible.
Working
title. So you want to run us through some of these items and why should we drink them, eat them, taste them, lick them?
First of all,
some of them are licky.
Here's the deal: is that Disney's food scene is slept on. Not a lot of people really know that they have some of the internet and world's most viral food creations that can be made. And like Dave was saying earlier, the Dorito was actually invented in Disney, which no one knows. And I thought that was such a cool tidbit of information, and it's a really good segue into this life of food porn that goes on at Disneyland, which might not be the best choice of words, but
food porn at Disneyland is, I don't think you want to say porn in Disney.
No,
I think
you should never say porn and Disney in the same sentence.
That crosses the wrong wires.
Yeah. So if you're watching this podcast, you could see that they have that bread bowl cone, which, by the way, Dave, on the inside is mac and cheese. So it's mac and cheese.
Oh, that's inside. So much better.
Yeah. So what we're explaining here for all of you listeners is there is a bread cone. So imagine a ice cream cone, but made out of bread, and it is filled with ooey gooey mac and cheese and topped with bacon bits. And this thing, from what I've heard, actually our buddy Food with Michael, shout out Food with Michael, he is a huge advocate of the Disneyland food.
He goes to Disney not for the rides, for the food.
Only for the food,
which is
the guys at Disneyland every other day.
This is a thing that I think that's the most important thing about what we're about to talk about here, is that it shows you that you don't need to go to Disneyland for the rides or the Mickey Mouses and other characters that you know and love. You could just go there on a food exploration instead of going to a fancy restaurant one day or going on a little food tour. You could easily go to Disney and go in.
Yeah. But they trick you though at Disney, because I've been to Disneyland. I went for the first time, like really taking advantage of the park last year, and I knew I had to look for all of these delicious food items, and I could not find them for the life of me. So you really got to do some research into trying to find all these really cool Disneyland treats.
Right.
All right. So we have a list over here.
Yeah, run us through.
Right. So there's the corn chip chili cheese pie with jalapenos. Now, this thing, like on its own, sounds just straight up
How do I
ridiculous.
see this? I must be able to find this that I
Yeah,
could look at it, right? What
I'm
is
trying to
it?
look for it as well. I mean, how do you go wrong with this thing? I think it's just like a take on a Frito pie. And for all of you at home that don't know what a Frito pie is, it is essentially Frito chips covered in taco ingredients, right?
Mhm.
And then you could like eat it on the go. So this is very similar to what we're describing here. That's
Yeah, it
available
seems
at
to
Disney.
be. They don't have an actual picture of the Disney version of it, but it's essentially you just cut a bag of chips open and you dump all the toppings for tacos on top of it, and that makes it a Frito pie.
Yeah,
They use the word Frito because, or the name Frito because that was the first one
corn
to.
chip.
But like you could easily, yeah, use any other corn chip. You can use a Doritos, probably be delicious. I bet you could even use Cheetos before they got too soggy. They'd be delicious too.
Yeah, you really have to eat that fast,
Well, if it's
you know,
Cheetos, yes, certainly,
like real
certainly.
quick.
Yeah,
Anyways, let's just go over this list and talk about how delicious everything sounds. So
yeah. So that first one's awesome.
mac and chili bread bowl. I mean, here's the thing with bread bowls. They're always delicious because you eat whatever awesomeness is inside of it, and then it's all like coated the bread bowl. So every piece of bread then like encompasses some of that delicious meal, whatever was found
Yeah,
inside.
yeah.
And mac and cheese with chili is just such an awesome treat. I don't know if you've ever done that before, Dave. Mixed
Mac and
chili
cheese
with
with
mac and
chili.
cheese.
No, and I feel like an idiot saying that. No, I haven't done that because I recognize how delicious that must be. And really, when you take any food item that belongs in a bowl or needs to be served in a bowl and you replace that bowl with bread, that's always going to be better, no matter what. In fact, more things should be served inside of bread,
Don't you
unless, of course,
don't you
you're on some
feel
sort of
like
carb-free
bread
diet.
in general, like just bread, like bread in
Yeah,
general is just
that's a fantastic thing. They're really one of the best inventions we've ever had in our human history. There's like the internet, and then there's bread, and you could take away everything else, and I'd be cool with that as long as I had the internet and some
there's the
bread.
internet and then there's bread. It's so good.
Um, but yeah,
Uh,
mac and cheese with chili on top is that's just intelligence right there. Like even if you were to remove the cheese and put the mac in the chili, like a noodly chili is a delicious thing as well.
a noodly chili.
Yeah, you can put
Yeah,
noodles in chili and it would be good.
I mean,
So
you
I'm
could
just
put
saying
noodles in anything, really.
when you add the cheese to it, the cheese factor, that's just smart. And maybe it's important to say as well that this, if you do want to head to Disney, that this is available at the Main Street Refreshment Corner. I couldn't tell you what in God's name that is, but that's a place that you could get it at Disney.
Every time every time I've been to Disneyland, like I've been there for like nighttime events, right? It's never the
Mhm.
same. And then when I went during the day, it's like seeing, you know, when you're at a club and you're dancing and then the lights come on, you're like, whoa,
That's a totally different place.
that's the way I feel about Disney at night versus Disney during the day.
More importantly, I think we should take away that you're creeping around Disney at night. What are you doing there at night? I thought they closed the park. I thought it's open from like daylight hours until the sun sets and they set off the fireworks and that's it. What are you still
I've
doing
been
there after
there.
hours? They have crazy raves at Disney after hours. They don't
No,
tell
I've been
anybody.
there for
That's also on the secret menu. Next up is the Electra Fried Spicy Chicken Sandwich from the Carnation Cafe. Now,
yeah.
what makes it Electra?
I think the Electra is like the actual cafe. So everything's themed at Disney,
No, the
right?
cafe is Carnation Cafe. So what
Oh.
makes Electra? Is it
Oh.
after? It's after the. It's after the. What's it called? Because Disney and Marvel are all friends now. I can't get an
So
image of it either.
it's
So
superhero?
I think it's the Electra
superhero?
superhero. So it's just a super awesome chicken sandwich. I'm down with that. Don't threaten me with a good chicken sandwich. You know I love one of those.
Oh my goodness. I really love fried chicken more than anything. like more than anything, really.
So let's go to Disney is the point. The next up is the Galactic Burger Alien Style from the Galactic Grill. Alien Style is probably, if I had to guess, and this is just guessing because we didn't do the research properly, I would say that it's probably Animal Style, but they just call it Alien Style. I'm going to try and confirm it as I just continue to talk shit here, but it doesn't seem to me that they show any pictures either. Fantasia ice cream whoopie pie sandwich. What the hell is that?
I love these names, by the way. Like
From the Gibson Girl Ice Cream Parlor.
Like, how many Disney looks at them like, hey, we have a whoopie pie over here. How do we make it so ridiculous that no one can remember what it's actually called?
Yeah.
Let's put so many words in front and behind it and see what happens.
Exactly. Then we've got a Main Street float, also from the Gibson Girl Ice Cream Parlor. Apparently, it's a dope float. You definitely want one of those if you're interested in float. I've personally never really been about floats, but I understand and respect. I understand and respect people's interest in them. You know, it's like ice cream inside of soda. It's never been my jam, but I know some people love them. How do you feel about a float?
I mean, back in the day when I was really young, my parents used to give me root beer floats, right? So you have that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you
beer and then
ice cream,
vanilla ice cream on the inside of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind that. Actually, it's a float. A float is kind of delicious. You've never been about a float?
Nah, I just find that I'd rather drink the soda and eat the ice cream separately.
Interesting. By the way, that Galactic Burger, it's like a black burger.
Cool.
So everything is black.
That's pretty sick. Alien style. That's cool. What they're calling it, Alien Style.
Yeah.
I like this.
Like
this one,
black bun.
I like this next one. By the way, sorry to interrupt you. It's these are the secret menu items to get at Disneyland. The next one, fried mozzarella sticks.
Sick. Sick move, Disney.
Disney changing the secret menu game.
I bet you it's one of those things. Yeah, sorry.
No, you bet you it's one of those things.
I bet you it's one of those things where it used to be so like hardcore. Now everyone and their grandmother is making fried mozzarella sticks, so it's really not that big of a deal. But because it's a great seller, they keep it on.
They have to have a classic. They have
to
have a classic.
Fried mozzarella sticks pays Disney to be like, listen, just keep promoting us a little bit.
The fried mozzarella stick lobby, big stick.
The lobbyist.
The lobbyists get in touch with Disney and they're like, no, you got to keep that on the secret menu. But guys, mozzarella sticks haven't been popular since the early 90s. What are you doing?
Like, we have mac and cheese cones now. Don't you know that's
we have a Galactic Burger Alien Style, and you're coming through with fried mozzarella sticks? Here's $1 billion to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Basically.
The next item sounds really interesting. Ice cream nachos with a choice of ice cream and topping on a bed of Crispitos. Now, Josh, maybe you could tell people what the hell is a Crispito?
I don't really know what a Crispito is, but I know that what they do is they take a waffle cone and they crush it up. Hold on.
So a Crispito,
they take a waffle cone, they crush it up and use the waffle cone as the nacho chips, which I think is really, really smart, by the way.
A Crispito is kind of like a taquito.
Okay.
It's almost the same thing. So this is a sweet taquito for us.
Oh. Okay. So wait, is it like a taquito rolled up and has ice cream on the inside of it?
I think that's the bed. The bed is the Crispitos. They fry a tortilla, deep fry a tortilla, and that's the bed of ice cream nachos. But regardless, the idea of ice cream nachos is something that we should make.
Ice cream nachos is one of those things, Dave, where you need to eat it really quickly. And the problem with eating ice cream quickly, as we all know, is that you end up with brain freeze, which makes you not really enjoy whatever you're consuming at a very fast pace. So there's a way there.
Yeah, I think they serve. I can't imagine they serve any of the toppings or anything like that as are warm. I feel if I had to guess, it's just all cold, and the Crispitos, even though they're deep fried, they're probably cold by the time you get them. I don't think you'd have to rush through this, especially since it's served in warm climate air. I mean, Disney's only in warm places, so I feel like you'd be able to take your time. What I'm getting at is I refuse to let brain freeze hold me back from having ice cream nachos. I need them in my life, and I'm going to make them. And there's nothing that Disney can do to stop me.
That's brave, Dave. That is very brave, Dave of you.
The next item is the Malibu Mocha Smoothie. I don't want to give that any more attention than just saying its name. Probably delicious. It's served at a place called Schmoozies.
Which I think is the takeaway in this secret menu item. Not really so much about the smoothie, more so about the name of the restaurant being Schmoozies.
Yeah. I kind of just want to go to Disney and hang out at Schmoozies all day.
Heck yeah.
The Pacific Wharf Cafe will serve you a mac and cheese bread bowl, as we've already mentioned. Any bowl that is made out of bread is a superior bowl, and mac and cheese is already delicious. So if you want to go get yourself a nice carb-heavy, cheese-heavy, thick meal to walk around in the desert sun with afterwards, then head on down to the Pacific Wharf Cafe and get yourself a mac and cheese bread bowl.
Yeah, or if you just feel like the need to throw up, get this mac and cheese bowl, eat
go on the rides,
thing, then go on
go on all the
Minions
rides,
ride or whatever, and let's see what happens.
And you're good.
Side note: I have a recent case of motion sickness, and it's ruined me for theme parks.
It's ruined theme parks for you.
I never knew I had it. Yeah,
and then you went on. Oh man, you got to get those little band-aids that go behind your ears that make you impervious to motion sickness.
Well, that's
I've heard. Yeah, I've heard those are the things that'll solve all your problems. But it doesn't matter anymore. You don't need rides. Now you can go and spend the day just eating food at Disney.
Trust me, next time I go there, I'm doing it. Me and Michael, we're gonna go hit that up. He's gonna show me the ropes.
I would say that this is it's a good thing for Disney because not only does it make Disney more enticing, but especially somebody like me and now yourself, considering you have a newfound motion sickness. I've never been about rides. I am a sad person when it comes to rides. I guess it's an inner ear imbalance, I even go on like the little baby dragon theme park roller coaster. The dragon roller coaster just pretty much goes in like one circle and doesn't even go that fast.
Yeah, it's like 3 feet off the ground.
Yeah, I've puked on that.
Whoa, Dave.
Yeah. No. It's always been a very sad, weak sore spot for me. Sore spot is what I've always envied everybody that's been able to go and enjoy theme parks while I sit on the sidelines. Well, you know what? Now, when I go and I sit on the sidelines, I'm gonna partake in some ice cream nachos and a Malibu Mocha smoothie from Schmoozies. Catch me chilling at Schmoozies at Disney, okay?
Yeah, I'll meet you there.
Okay,
Schmoozies.
good.
I just really like that Disney is also now known for their secret food, food porn. Sorry.
Stop saying that, fuck's sakes. Can't say Disney and porn in the same sentence. Next topic of discussion, Josh, is something that I'm very excited about because I think that this is going to revolutionize food in general. This is food tattoos. Now, let's explain what food tattoos is in reference to, please.
Okay. So if you eat any type of fruit and vegetable, which if you're human, you probably do, you notice that oftentimes let's say you're getting like a vine of tomatoes, right?
Right.
There's always like these stickers, right? That outline maybe the date, maybe it has like where it came from. It's just like a brand, like a sticker brand or a brand of stickers that go on the vegetables, fruits and vegetables. And it's always there. And sometimes it's hidden and you can't see it. It's mostly hidden on an apple. I always notice that like if I'm cutting an apple, I can never really find it. And then I end up cutting pieces of it. I've even come to points where I've eaten an apple and I've eaten the actual sticker, which from what I understand is not toxic. Right there.
No, they have to make them non-toxic because they assume that most people are idiots and eat those stickers by accident all the time. I'm an idiot. I've eaten that sticker many times.
Yeah, I've even cooked with it by accident, believe it or not.
Yeah, and I feel like there's glue, there's it's made out of paper. It's got that glossiness in the ink. There's got to be some part of it that's not healthy. Probably not dangerous, but if you stopped caring and sucked back 20 to 30 of those stickers, you'd probably find yourself with a bit of a bellyache.
Yeah. I don't think stickers really move through the digestive system pretty well.
They get stuck.
But alas, Dave, It is time
Ooh,
to
two
reveal.
butt lasses.
Oh
Two
yeah.
butt lasses.
I'm bringing the Alas back into the swing of things.
I'm bringing the alas back.
Yeah. So apparently
They're just going to start tattooing.
they're tattooing fruits and vegetables now.
They're just going to tattoo them.
Then rather than putting on stickers onto food. Now, what do you think about this? What do you think about
I think it's
getting rid
brilliant.
of the sticker and doing and labeling all these food brands and these foods with laser tattoos? Thoughts on that,
I think
Dave?
it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant because, first of all, I bet you if we were to go and add up the waste of all of the stickers on all of the food in all of the history of grocery stores and selling produce, I think we would be appalled at the size of the landmass left by just these stickers. Healthy or not, there's no way that's good. Then you consider the raw materials that go into producing these stickers. I feel like these stickers are like a really unknown, gigantic detriment to our environment, and we don't even really pay attention to it. Well, finally, somebody's coming along and saying, you know what? Enough is enough. We've got idiots eating these stickers. We've got landfills completely full to the brim of these stickers. Fuck it. Let's get to tattooing. And tattooing is a really way easier. And they probably don't even like really tattoo it. They probably just like, if I had to guess, they just run it through some kind of printer and it just labels it up.
Yeah, there's no. I highly doubt there's like a needle gun that's
definitely
like
not.
sitting there like buzzing through this. But you know what? Just to hit the point back of the landfill situation with the stickers, you know what I just realized as you're saying that? No one ever keeps track of what the sticker comes on. Like, let's say you have a piece of paper and there's 1,000 stickers on it, and you pull each sticker off. All the borders and all the sticker that goes around the entire paper, like that just gets tossed out. That's more of a waste than the actual sticker, right?
That's what I'm saying. All of the supplies, every part of the process that goes into making these stickers is bad news.
Mm-hmm.
And tattoos are chill. Tattoos have always been chill. There have been only few people in history that don't like tattoos. Some people will feel like they just aren't cool enough or aren't, or they are mutilating your body or whatever stupid shit people have used to trash tattoos. But the truth is, tattoos have always been chill, and people who have tattoos are cool. And I don't have any tattoos, and then for that reason, I'm not cool. I wish I could be cool like my brothers who have tattoos. My daddy even has tattoos. So I guess I'll just have to settle for eating a banana with a tattoo on it.
Didn't your wife also at one point come very close to getting like a full sleeve?
Yeah, she did. And then I told her to stop because if she did that, I didn't tell her to stop. I asked her very nicely to stop because if she did that, then I would be so left out of the tattoo game. Then my mom would have gotten one and I would have been the only one in my entire family that didn't have a tattoo.
I don't have any tattoos, nor does anyone in my family. However, my girlfriend is almost 70% tatted up.
See, so we're just going to have to live vicariously tattooed. We have to be tattooed vicariously through our fruits and vegetables now. I think that's the only takeaway.
Very, very true. But there's more to this topic than just waste, tattooing, and stickers.
What you got?
Okay, so not only is it eco-friendly to stop putting stickers on fruits and vegetables, but I didn't even think of this. It's extra efficient in helping not bruise the produce. Obviously, you need pressure when adding a sticker to something, right? You got to stick the sticker on, and that can cause bruising of the produce. With the laser tattoo, it's literally not even a real tattoo. It's a laser that's going and branding the food, right? So it says here, rather than use pressure to physically imprint the goods, which can result in bruising and damaging the skins, Laser Foods' innovation involves depigmenting the exterior, then applying a contrast liquid composed of iron oxides and hydroxides to make the mark visible. Now, there's a lot of oxides and sides there, but still.
Holy sciencey shit.
No, in the last sentence, no penetration required.
Okay, perfect. You don't want to penetrate the fruit ever, but or the produce, but what you want to make sure is that you don't bruise them, not because they have feelings or not because they're sensitive, but simply because it ruins the actual piece of produce that you're either trying to cook with or eat or whatever it is, you end up having a nasty bruise that everybody has to cut away.
Right.
This way, they, like I said, they don't have feelings. They don't feel pain, the produce that we know of. And so tattooing them or lasering them has no effect whatsoever. It's completely neutral. So this is better for the produce itself. It's better for the longevity of the produce, and it's better for the environment. This is an all-around win.
I like this one. I like it a lot because you know what? A bruised apple it's the worst.
Yeah.
It is the worst. Like a mushy, bruised apple. Get out of here with that.
Yeah.
Who wants that? No one wants that.
One. Not a single person.
No. And if you do, you're a psycho. You're a psychopath.
Yeah, you're psycho. You're a psycho, and you belong with your beat up fruits and vegetables. You deserve it. You deserve each other. And I hope you sit and you think about how abused your produce is. Tostitos breathalyzer. Is that how you spell breathalyzer? I don't think so. I think I typed it incorrectly in. So if you're watching this video on demand or you're watching this stream live, you'll notice that we're idiots, and that's okay. We embrace it. We are proud of it, and
never thought it was smart.
And everybody could take note that you could always be better than us and than anybody, so long as you try.
And yourself, mostly.
Just believe in yourself.
You'll always be better. Just do good in life. Just do good.
So this article says Tostitos wants to make sure that everyone gets home safely after watching the Super Bowl. That's so nice of them. Also, drunk driving is a terrible thing. It's just a terrible, terrible thing. So the brand has teamed up with Uber and Mothers Against Drunk Driving. That's MAD. You may be familiar with the organization, to introduce a new campaign to combat driving under the influence. If you purchase the brand's chips between now and the night of the Super Bowl, you will receive a 5-digit Uber code located on the barcode for $10 off your ride home once the game ends. So,
it's pretty cool.
You have no excuse. You have no excuse whatsoever. They also made a party safe bag that could be used to combat drunk driving, although it will not go on sale to the public. Interesting move, but maybe they're just trying to test drive it. They're trying to see how...
Was that a pun, Dave? Did you just pun that? Test drive it?
I didn't mean to, but I guess I did. Somebody kick my ass, please. The high-tech chip bag can detect if someone has any trace of alcohol in their system if they blow into it. So pretty much you're going to have your bag of chips you're going to eat, and if you burp into your bag by accident, it may light up and tell you, hey, you're a little drunk, you probably shouldn't drive home. I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea, too. I think that, number one, teaming up with a driving service is an excellent idea. Not only does it entice people to use that service, in this case Uber, it also gets a lot more drunk people off the road, and it's just a serious problem, drunk driving, regardless of if you're tipsy all the way till if you're passed out drunk. There's literally no excuse. There isn't, especially this day and age. And the way I justify that sort of thing is, like, I'll pay thousands of dollars to get home rather than pay hundreds of thousands of dollars of court fees trying to save my life from a DUI and, or even worse, God forbid, something else happening. So I fully endorse this. I think that it's an excellent idea. Tostitos are a delicious treat as well, obviously. Who doesn't like Tostitos? If you don't like Tostitos chips and salsas, then we have a bigger problem here.
You're just a jerk.
Yeah, you're just really not. Not nice. And I think that the chips and salsa being such a staple of the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl being such a staple and synonymous with drinking, this is just such a great fit. Now,
yeah, I think that's the point that I want to touch on, is the how chips and beers go hand in hand. I mean, typically chips and any alcohol go hand in hand, but particularly chips and beer. And since the Super Bowl is really about consuming a disgusting amount of beer, you will... I mean, I don't know anybody that's watched the Super Bowl and not had some kind of chip, right?
Yeah, no. Maybe a baby?
Maybe a jerk.
Is a baby really watching the Super Bowl?
No, but babies are jerks. Everybody knows that. So... considering they are always paired for the Super Bowl, I think it's very important that they have something like this that just becomes kind of like an afterthought that, oh, by the way, my chip bag's telling me I'm too wasted to drive. I would like to see this product implemented widespread. I would like to see this product, really, I don't know, utilized more, considering how much beer and chips go together, not just for the Super Bowl, but at bars, at everywhere.
Bars,
like
parties,
it's cool because it's like you're tricking people. You're almost, if it's executed properly, and they don't show a picture of this, we don't know what the product will actually look like. I'm assuming it's just the bag that has a built-in breathalyzer deep inside the bag. So when you like burp into the bag, or you're like, you're looking in the bag to see how many chips you got left, you're like deep inside the bag with your face, and you're just like, oh, I don't have any chips left. That the bag will activate and tell you that you're too drunk. I just think that's such a great thing to have. And I would like to see more innovative technologies, mergers of technologies that capitalize on something that people already do.
Yeah, you know what this reminds me of a bit, Dave? It reminds me of the Coors cold activated situation.
Yeah, just it saves lives instead.
Yeah, instead of
telling you when your beer is cold, it saves lives.
Oh my God, that's good. That's really, really good. Now, here's a quick question: now this is me? Wait a minute. Is that a little button on the? Did you see that link I just sent you that has a Tostitos bag with the thing on it?
No.
Okay, so it's a black bag that has a big blue circle on the face of it, but above that, there looks like there's some sort of like plug that you might blow into rather than blow into the entire bag, and that makes me believe that it's attached to the blue circle with some sort of a tube, like a straw when you're using a regular traditional breathalyzer. Or I could just be making this entire thing up regardless.
Well, since they said they're not going to be selling it to the public, it means that whatever they have is probably just an idea, and maybe some kind of crazy what's the word that I'm looking for? Test product, sample. It's really just a prototype.
I got it. I have the exact situation here. My friends over at Food Beast actually tested it. Shout out to Food Beast, and they said that to activate the bag, they removed the little magnetic flap on the front of the bag. So there's a magnetic flap. Blew into it. The bag lit up blue and started spinning in a clockwise motion, figuring out who in their office at that point were alcoholics. While you could agree that they weren't even buzzed after one shot, the bag said they should probably call an Uber to pick them up after the bag turned red. Okay, so I just figured out what this actually is. This is just like a ploy for you to call an Uber every single time. It's not even actually a breathalyzer test. Good job, Uber and Tostitos. You did it.
Well, but it's even if they had a drink, it still detected the liquor on their breath, right? Is Food Beast suggesting that the breathalyzer lied? We had a shot of whiskey, and it said we should probably not drive. But it was a liar, because I'm perfectly good to drive. That seems counterproductive. Or that actually seems exactly the opposite of the way you're supposed to react to a breathalyzer.
Right?
You have a shot of whiskey, it tells you call an Uber. You're like, you know what, breathalyzer? You're right.
That's a great
The
call.
breathalyzer doesn't work if you're just going to look at it and say, I don't think it's right.
If you look at it and you're just like, nah, not for me.
So I guess the takeaway is, on paper, this looks like a brilliant idea. I would like to see more integrations of technologies like this into everyday household items that we either use or consume. That'd just be nice. That'd just be a nice thing, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Just like cool things like this.
Yeah. I mean, I have no use for a breathalyzer because I'm adamant about not drinking and driving. I mean, the most I will do from time to time is have a beer and drive. But usually I even still like to have a meal with that beer. I'm just not about it in any way. So in this case, this product isn't really useful for me, but for a Super Bowl party, it's absolutely useful. I've just always, been of the belief that, like, if you're going to go to a party where you're going to consume booze, you should probably just plan on not driving anyways, regardless of whether or not a bag of chips is telling you that you probably should get an Uber.
You should, if you're going to a party ever, don't drive.
That's Yeah, just don't drive. Don't party and drive is the real motto, moral of this story.
Precisely.
So the next topic we have to discuss, Josh, is one that scares me. Is this the end of the bacon trend? And I say the end of the bacon trend because bacon has overall been trending, I would say the past 10 years, bacon has hit its peak of popularity.
It's just been peaking.
It has been peaking and continues to been peaking. I think that bacon is an amazing meat product. It's fantastic. But so many companies have rolled through and tried to capitalize on the popularity of bacon that I personally think, and I think you agree, Josh, I think it has hit the limit of what we should be willing to accept and reject. I think we need to reject some of these ideas that are coming out. I'm going to show this item to the people that are watching. Will you please describe this item, Josh?
I will describe it. Okay. For this item is what looks like one of those paper towel dispensers in a men's bathroom. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know if you can agree. No,
it does. It absolutely does. It's
right?
Like somewhere in between that and a toaster.
Yes. So it stands up vertically, and then the front sort of opens up like a trap door, and the bacon sort of lays there like a shower curtain. Whereas if it grilled, I think the idea here is for the grease to fall down onto the trap door that is opened, maybe collecting the grease. And
there's a tray underneath. There's a tray underneath. It's got a tray underneath, a little drawer that slides open that collects the grease trap.
There's a dial on the side of it.
Yeah. There's
a dial on the side of it that says preheat. I guess that's preheating the oven. Well, crispy. Yeah. And then another crispy.
It's a toaster. It's a toaster.
It's a vertical toaster.
Yeah, this is a bacon toaster. It's not a toaster oven. It is like a vertical toaster, but for bacon instead. And the way that you drape the bacon over the heat. It's not what would you call this? A hot plate? It's like a little hot plate in there.
It looks like a vertical skillet.
You kind of just like lie the bacon strips on the open drawer that has a hot plate, and it's supposed to cook your bacon. I believe that it probably does cook your bacon, but why in the fuck would you pay $40 for a bacon toaster that when you open it up is just going to spit hot grease all over you?
That's what I'm saying. How?
When you could just have a $10 or a $20 frying pan and make it in the frying pan.
Or even just, go and get a $5 baking tray and throw it in your oven, which, as we know, Dave, is the most efficient way to cook bacon. I have a write-up here that I researched. And it does say that the bacon grill looks like a toaster, except rather than, dropping slices on the top, the front side lowers like a door so that you could fit up 6 pieces of bacon on the central cooking element, which is not efficient. Six pieces of bacon is like less than half a pack of bacon. Stupid. Once loaded, you could then select your preferred cooking time and temperature and close the lid back up. Also stupid. Anyone who knows anything about cooking apparatuses like this, for them to tell you that you can easily cook your bacon, there's no way that it's in a few minutes. There is no way in hell you're cooking bacon in a few minutes.
So here's where I think you would want this thing. And I'm gonna reach now. I'm really gonna reach. If you are at work and you have your own office, you could bring one of these and a pack of bacon if you wanted to just make yourself a snack in the middle of the day. If you wanted to make bacon while driving, you could easily put this on the floor next to you and just cook some bacon while you're driving. Horribly dangerous. I strongly recommend you don't do that, but you could. If you, are a professional that works in some sort of environment where you don't have access to a kitchen and you wanted fresh bacon, you could have this. If you live in a home or an apartment or a condo or what have you that has a full kitchen, you have absolutely no use for this. And one of the main reasons, I think, is that you're always going to end up with L-shaped bacon.
Yeah, L-shaped bacon, and you're
Who needs L-shaped bacon?
at the risk, you open up, if you're looking at this thing right now and you open up the front flap of this
It's biting
vertical
you.
toaster, this
It's
thing is
biting you.
spitting. It's
Yeah.
spitting hot fire at you. Like,
Yeah.
no doubt. This thing is gonna spit grease right into your hand. Chances are your shirt. You're gonna have to go and do laundry. You're gonna have 3rd-degree burns. Like, seriously,
Hey,
how ridiculous
but
are we?
but it has chrome accents.
Oh, I just want to point out, by the way, and Dave, you can agree with me or not. This bacon on this photo doesn't even look
Looks
that
like
good.
shit.
Yeah,
It looks like shit.
come on.
I think that this is evidence that we've really hit the wall. It's gone too far. Sorry, it's not even L-shaped bacon, by the way, because I didn't realize that the strip drapes all the way over to the other side. It's more of a U-shaped bacon. And then they show you the plate of cooked bacon on the side of it, and it's perfectly straight. Everything is like it's a normal strip of bacon. I'm sorry, but if you go for any sort of crisp, you're ending up with L-shaped bacon. And yes, the bacon does look disgusting in this picture. This product is designed specifically to capitalize on the ever-moving, growing popularity of bacon itself. Even though bacon has been criticized for so many different things, most recently, people claiming that bacon gives you cancer, or even more so saying that because of bacon consumption, there's going to be a bacon shortage. I believe all of those things. Bacon still goes strong as arguably the most popular of the meats. I mean, maybe second to beef, but that's probably only because people realize that if they ate bacon for every meal, they would die very fast. I can't help but feel that this is capitalizing on this movement, and it almost needs to stop because this is a stupid idea.
Also, it's extremely misleading. This is clearly not a grill.
No, this is not a grill.
And
it's a griddle. But
right.
They should have just called it a toaster. They should have just called it a bacon toaster.
Call it the bacon vertical toaster. Yeah, people might get confused and be like, "Oh, I'll just put my bacon on a grill." Don't do that. Do not try and grill bacon. You will cause a grease fire in like 3 seconds. Worst idea.
Oh, you mean putting it on a barbecue or something?
Yeah, like a grill.
Yeah, it's a terrible call.
Bad idea.
No, you can put it on a griddle.
All those Facebook and YouTube videos that you see of people putting like a hot dog wrapped in bacon or a log back on a grill, they're lying to you. They never did that.
You never.
It causes fires. Trust me.
Liars.
Dave and I have cooked and
started
consumed more
fires.
bacon than anyone.
Josh and I have started at least 3, if not 4, uncontrolled fires together.
Yeah.
Accidental, uncontrolled fires. I'll never forget all those times.
There's 2 specific times. One involved a tiki hut.
Yep.
And the other one involved almost
burning all of New York, New York to the ground.
That's 3. Anyways,
That's 3 right off the bat.
It's safe to say that this thing is really stupid.
Also, it's showing a grease trap, and I'm looking at it, like really looking in close at their picture here, the zoomed in version of their picture. It says that the grease just slips down in between the door and the, I don't know what you want to call this.
Where's it going?
The griddle itself. Where does it go? There's a trap underneath. It shows a trap. I don't know how the grease possibly gets down to that trap. It doesn't make sense to me. I think this whole thing is a lie, and I would like to try this. We should order this, and we should try it, and we should see how stupid it is.
I'm down to order it.
Yeah, we should just test it out. We should just see what it's all about, and we should warn people if it is as bad as I think it will be. We should show people.
Okay. Mark it on the list.
Mark
it on the list. Bacon griddles. And you know what? Like, now just looking at it in my brain, and I'm sure you could do the same, we could probably engineer something of the sort that would actually work.
Yeah. We should put our brains to it and come up with a better product than this.
The best product to come out of this is throwing this in the garbage. Let's move on.
McDonald's the movie.
Oh, just want to give a shout out to all the listeners that we had last week when we were talking about the Mac family of burgers, that being the Junior Mac, Big Mac, and the Grand Mac. After that podcast, Dave, I actually went out. I bought all 3 of them. They all taste exactly the same. I have to say the best one out of the 3 was for sure the Junior.
Nice. I figured that that would have been the best one. I had a good feeling that it's just controllable. It's the right size. You could go. I feel like you could go through like 2 or 3 of those easy without even feeling it.
Yeah, I feel like eating 2 of those is better
Two
than
of
eating
those-
one big one.
what I was going to say is one regular Big Mac, 2 small junior Big Macs is probably better than one regular Big Mac, just for the control and the mess. But it's definitely, defeats the whole purpose if you're just going to have 2 of them.
Totally.
But McDonald's the movie.
Yes. The McDonald's the movie, which you didn't even know about up until I
did
told
not
you.
know that they were doing this. It is starring Michael Keaton, you said?
Fucking Batman himself.
Michael Keaton is going to be Mr. McDonald?
No, see, I thought so too before doing more investigating.
I know it's not. It's the guy who actually made McDonald's real. Like he's the one that blew it up and made it huge. It's a biopic, and it is about the founder of McDonald's and how McDonald's really started to take off. And I think that's exciting because it's a story that I've definitely wanted to know for a while. I love McDonald's. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I know some people really hate it. I know some people think that it's the worst thing ever for you. I fucking love it. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've had McDonald's and been really angry about it. I think no matter what, I've always been somewhat satisfied with whatever I've eaten. More importantly, the price and the accessibility, because it's usually at like midnight. In fact, I had it last night at midnight.
You didn't.
Had a double cheeseburger.
What did you have? Oh my goodness.
And I got Bert some chicken nuggets.
Ooh.
I was on my way home late from a meeting and I was starving and I said, you know what? Fuck this.
Do it.
Double cheeseburger it is.
Dave. I am not judging you and no one else should.
And at midnight, to slam back a double cheeseburger as fresh as the one that I had that only cost me $1.79. Woo!
On a Tuesday. On a freaking Tuesday.
On a freaking Tuesday. So
I'm down with McDonald's too, by the way. I like it.
Yeah, I just think it's just a terrific thing. I think that maybe some people eat too much, but I'm totally down with the story. I'm totally down to hear the lore of McDonald's and how they came to be.
Apparently, so this is it chronicles the inception and rise of McDonald's hamburgers. Whatchamacallit, whatever you want to call it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's the word I'm looking for? The empire.
Creation? The building of the McDonald's empire?
And it follows Ray Kroc, who is the guy that convinced the McDonald's brothers to expand and become what they are today.
There were multiple McDonald's?
I think there was 2. I think there was brothers.
They were brothers. I did not know that.
I think I might be making this up. Who knows? You have to go see the movie.
Which I will see. But I think more importantly, and it's a point that you raised before we started watching this podcast, recording this podcast rather, I think it opens the door to a lot of other potential food-related stories. Yeah.
And that was what we wanted to touch on. I just wanted to bring one more thing up. You were talking about a biopic. I've been pronouncing that wrong my whole life. I've been calling them biopics.
Well, I don't think I think it's the same. I don't know if there's really, I think it's like potato kind of thing. Although I've never met anybody that's called it a potato.
No, me neither.
Never.
But yeah, so we wanted to
actually, no, my grandmother called them tomatoes.
Okay. Well, yeah, I feel like most people from the UK do that. Anyways, we're not talking about linguistics or, this opens up a conversation that David and I had, which was, what other, is this movie coming out, is it going to birth a whole new genre of movies like X-Men did and Spider-Man did with superhero movies? Are we going to see a whole slew of the beginnings of fast food empires movies? I was bringing it up. I want to see, Dave Thomas and how Wendy's started, or let's learn about the actual Burger King. Yeah. Who is he? Right?
Who is the Burger King?
Who is the Burger King? I want to know. So, and this movie, by the way, the founder is getting rave reviews. People are talking about this movie.
Well, first of all, that Michael Keaton, he's just such a phenomenal actor. That guy, just terrific.
So hot right now.
So hot right now, and I don't know who's I'm gonna, while we talk about this, I'm going to just do a little IMDb search to see who else is in The Founder. But no, yeah, but will the Burger King make an appearance in it? Oh wow, it's out. I didn't realize it's out.
Yeah,
Did you know it was out? It's only got a 67 on Metascore. Directed by John Lee Hancock. Now, John Lee Hancock is known for the film The Blind Side. Also,
that's a good movie.
That's a great film.
Also
known for the film Saving Mr. Banks, which was about Disney. So he pretty much, I feel like maybe he took the Saving Mr. Banks Disney model and applied it to McDonald's.
The Founder.
Starring Nick Offerman. Also from The Office, BJ Novak. Cool. I'm just naming like 3 people that are in it. One other person that's in it, Laura Dern, who you may remember from Jurassic Park, perhaps.
Oh, okay, yep.
I want to see this film, but more importantly, I want this to lead to a whole new slew of food-related movies. But I wouldn't just stop at biopics, or I wouldn't even just get started at biopics. I would love to see, how about like an Avengers-style animated film of like, Wendy versus Ronald McDonald and their respective teams.
Well, have you ever seen
Ronald McDonald and all of his hired thugs? They are all part of an evil empire, an evil crime syndicate, and the only person that could stop them is Wendy if she assembles a team of like-minded fast food superheroes. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, these characters are almost just as well known to us and the public at large as the Avengers characters. They might not be as well loved or respected, but they're as well known. They could so easily do that, couldn't they?
I mean, I feel like it. You ever seen that drawing?
Drawing?
The drawing.
You ever see the drawing?
You know what I'm talking about? With like,
I don't know that I do.
That, and then like Ronald McDonald has like a machete. You ever seen that one?
What are they called? Fast food mascots. Picture. What would it be? What would it be? Would it be a portrait? No. A mural? No. What would it be? Let's just see. Fast food mascots, all in one. Show me what you got.
I'm talking about the villains, like the crime family.
Here's like a fast food mafia picture. This is pretty cool.
That's the crime family one.
So this
Papa John is there.
I've never seen this. So this has got Ron the Don McDonald with Grimace and Birdie as his side henchmen, BK the King, Robert Jack in the Box. So his name is Robert Box. Wendy Gwendolyn, she just looks hard as fuck. The Colonel Sanders, Papa John, Little Caesar. What is this? Chihuahua Carlito? Is that for Taco Bell? Is that supposed to be for Taco Bell?
Quiero Taco Bell?
I guess. Panda Cheering and Pan Pan. I guess that's Panda Express. Troy the Trojan and Katie. Who the fuck are they? Babyface Bob. The Subway Boys. Oh no, it's Jared. Jared's one of them. No, it's fat.
It's over. It's all over.
Crazy turn of events. Honestly, that I wouldn't even be so mad if they're like, okay, well, you know what? McDonald's is going to make the Founder movie. We're going to make the Jared story.
Ugh.
Ends in a really, really bad way. And then there's the Queen from DQ. This is awesome. This is awesome. All of these, they're made to look like mobsters. And I would be down to watch this film. I would be down to, watch a film about fast food characters controlling different parts of a city with their respective crime syndicates and having to fight one another and or team up. Somebody, maybe it opens with Dave Thomas. He's like the most respected and he gets blasted in a drive-by or something. And then Wendy wants to avenge her father. And so she creates this team, this ragtag group of fast food superheroes that have to defend the honor of Dave Thomas. My God, I'm so excited just by the prospect of this. Let's write this movie.
Yeah, I love it.
Let's write this movie and we'll take it to Wendy's and be like, guys, come on. It's time. Step it
I
up
love
from the founder. They think that they know what they're talking about. They have no idea. Michael Keaton will do so much better. Who would play Wendy?
Kate
Emma
Blanchett.
Stone. Done. Okay. Perfect.
I just saw Kate Blanchett.
And I just saw Emma Stone. I don't know why.
She's better.
Or maybe perhaps Jessica Chastain.
Good one too.
Be pretty good too.
We're taking it to a place now, though.
Ronald McDonald has to be played by Carrot Top.
No, Carrot Top.
Yeah, it sucks,
Is
but
he
he has
still
to.
Around? What's the deal with that guy?
He has to.
I feel
don't know
like
what
his
deal
whole
is, but
life, Carrot Top's just been like doing enough plastic surgery to get that role.
Does he
become
own a
Ronald
casino?
McDonald.
Does he own a casino in Vegas? Or does he just have a show there?
Yeah, I think he's got permanent residency at somewhere.
Does anybody?
Are we shifting this to Carrot Top's biography?
I kind of want to, just because I want to know what his. I would watch the shit out of a Carrot Top biography. I mean, it's kind of related to food, so we could talk about it. His name is Carrot Top.
Oh my God, Carrot Top looks like such
Yeah,
a
he looks
weirdo
like
right now.
he's such a mutant. He became such a mutant.
Oh my God. Why is he like this?
He would make like, if you think Heath Ledger as the Joker, how much would you love Carrot Top, same sort of character as Ronald McDonald?
I'm trying to find out where. Oh, he's old. Darn. He's like 45. No, he's like 50. What? Carrot Top is 51.
Yeah, but he goes inside a hermetically sealed vault every single night, and it removes 1 hour from his overall age every single time he does it.
He's at the Luxor Hotel. As of 2005, he headlined the Luxor Hotel in
Yeah,
Las
I had a
Vegas.
feeling. What does he even? I think he does magic tricks.
No, he does. Wait a minute, you might be right. He might do.
I think he does magic tricks.
Magic tricks.
Humorous magic tricks. Ugh, the worst kind.
I'm doing one of my favorite searches of all time. Is like insert name here, 2017 on Google.
See, here's another thing that I'd get really down with, and I don't know if you guys could see it. Well, for those of you that can see it, great. For those of you that can't see it, let me explain it to you. It's a picture that's designed to look like Street Fighter, with Ronald McDonald as Ryu, except he's named Ron, and it looks like the Burger King as like an M. Bison kind of character. His name is B. King. And I gotta say, this is just an awesome. I would so play a video game of competing fast food. I would consume almost any and all media that has to do with these guys represented as superheroes. I think they're just fantastic. They're the only people that we look at as superheroes, and they don't even have superpowers. Their superpower is their menu. That's not a good superpower, but we still respect them and like them as superhero characters.
I love it, but I like the cartoon or the live action movie also. Just saying,
down with all of it. Like a revisiting of you remember the original Ninja Turtles film? It was super dark and gritty, and the live action was just fantastic. Well, Vanilla Ice in the second one, but I'm talking about the first one. You remember menthol or regular cigarettes?
Dude, the Foot Clan was so hype in that.
So evil. They were so evil. It was the whole thing was really dark and grungy. I really would love like that style movie, but with Ronald McDonald
at the helm of
Shredder. Who would be Splinter in that world?
Who would be Splinter in the world of Oh, that's a good question, Dave. Hold on. There's an answer.
Hold on.
I feel like Little
Thomas.
Debbie.
Dave Thomas is.
No, I feel like it's not a fast food something. It's like someone like that's anti-fast food.
Hang on. Who's the wild card? Who's the wild card of this team? The real loose cannon. Who's the Casey Jones?
Oh, the Casey Jones of all this are okay. No, here's something you got to think about. You got to think about the in-betweeners, like the Sonics of the world. And Sonic has all those girls on the roller skates, and they're like their own clan or gang, rather, right?
They're
like they're on their vigilantes.
There was the group that was from Dimension X with their flying hoverboards and all these things.
Yeah, but then you have Carl's Jr. and his like twin brother Hardy. That like they can never be in the same room together. So like maybe they're the same person. right? Because Hardee's and Carl's Jr. is the same company,
Yeah.
but different coasts.
Yeah, absolutely. See, this is what I'm
This
talking
is
about.
good.
Maybe they should just start with a comic book series and then work their way up to the proper
Graphic
film.
novel, that shit.
But
Oh
I
my
think that
God.
this is a fantastic idea, and I think they're all slipping because they haven't done this. The problem is that it would need them to all team up. They would have to team up in order to do that, and because they compete with each other so hard, it would probably never happen. But we could dream, can't we?
I mean, we could kickstart that.
Yeah.
Give us money, we'll make a cartoon for you.
Exactly.
Or write a graphic novel. People like that.
Ace.
Pretty good. I mean, I like that we were talking about real life biopic movies, and then it turned into us crowdfunding a graphic novel.
Fuck. I want that in my life.
So good.
Moving right along to something that I consider to be one of the most impressive douchebags of the internet. He's not a bad person. He's not a bad person. He's probably not a douchebag even. It's just the way he carries himself that makes me want to call him a douche. And I'm sure he would call me a douche too, and I would deserve it. We're talking about the Salt Bae.
The one and only Salt Bae.
I didn't even know that was his name. I like that's what the internet was calling him. You've definitely seen him before. He's the guy that wears the tight white t-shirt that shows off his muscles. He's got the circular sunglasses. He's got his hair is perfectly coiffed into just a gorgeous ponytail, and he's slicing meat. It seems like a big steak of sorts, and he's cutting it up using a really awesome saber, a meat saber. And it's the way he rolls his salt down his forearm that really took the internet by storm. It was the most hipstery, pretentious thing I've ever seen somebody do while just simply cutting meat, but was impressive because it really looked like he knew what he was doing, regardless of whether or not he was making it up on the spot.
I think this guy is absolutely fantastic. First of all,
the showmanship is incredible.
But that's what it is this day and age, you know, like he's taking something that everyone knows and loves, which is food, and he's putting his own little spin on it. And before I knew and I saw what Salt Bae was, a lot of people were hitting me up on social media and be like, "Yo, Salt Bae, you should do something with Salt Bae and Salt Bae this." And I was like, "Who the heck is Salt Bae?" And then I saw like the whole this move that he was doing with flicking his wrist and doing the salt down the elbow. Yeah. And it was cool, but what really stuck out for me is how sensual this guy treats his meat. Now that might be taken out of context, but I'm sticking with it.
That's the right sentence. That is the right sentence.
It's fantastic. Like I'm looking at a still right now of him holding up like a T-bone steak, and I just want to chomp that steak. And it's amazing. He really he takes the raw meat and he slaps it. And then he puts it on the grill, and then he'll take it off, and he'll cut the bone off, and then slice the meat up, and then season it. This meat, first of all, is incredible. This guy he's a Turkish dude.
His name is Nusret Gökçe, and I definitely mispronounced that name. So apologies, Nusret. That's his real name. He's a Turkish chef. He owns restaurants. Yep. And I think what you were telling me is, on account of his going viral, he's going to be opening a whole bunch of other restaurants now,
that's
isn't he?
the word. Apparently, he has places in either Turkey and or Dubai. Nice. And because of him becoming a viral sensation, he's opening up a restaurant, allegedly, in the UK and opening up a restaurant in New York City, which opens up the conversation to Dave. Yeah, it's cool watching this guy cut meat and season it and everything like that. But like, how good could he be? Like, the quality of the meat has nothing to do with the quality of his knife skills. Yeah.
No. And right. I think that's the part that drives me nuts about this, is that people are losing their shit based on how he cuts meat. And that's great. But it really doesn't say anything about what the food is like. It doesn't say anything about the taste, the flavor, nothing. And to me, that's always been the most important thing for me when it comes to just eating in general, or, you know, going to a fancy restaurant. I like the experience and I respect the experience. And having a lunatic like this swing the knife around and let the salt run down his forearm, I think that's an awesome addition to the experience and could make it great. But if the meal sucks, at the end of the day, I'm not going to care about the rest of it. You know what I'd really like to see this guy do? I'd love to see him go on tour. Let him like have a stage show where he just cuts meat impressively. I'd pay money to go for tickets to that show.
Yeah, I would totally pay tickets to that. Have him like cutting up some meat, seasoning it, and like flicking it into the audience.
Yeah.
You know, like a teppanyaki at like a Benihana. They flick
I don't
the
even
meat
know
up
what a
and attach it with
teppanyaki is, but yeah.
I would totally be down to see this guy live in concert, Salt Bay live in concert, and you get a meal. I'm down with that. That's a great idea, Dave. I think it's incredible, but it's just really cool that something so simple like cutting meat and seasoning it can become a viral sensation. This is the world we live in today, and I think it's fantastic. I really do.
Yep, I'm all for him. You know what? Let him be the hero that we need and not the hero that we deserve.
Right.
I don't even know if that applies to this, but I'm sticking with it. I would like to see him step his game up by releasing another video that outdoes the first cutting of the meat with the salt down the forearm. I would like to see what he's got.
If you go to his Instagram, you could see like a whole bunch of different cuts of meat and the way he cuts it. Like, not only is it cool and whatever, like everyone likes the character behind this, but the guy knows his way around meat. Like he really does.
Yeah. Like
he's cutting against the bone. He knows how which cuts are what. There's a one point in the video he pours like what looks like a butter mixture over the meat, which fully cooks it even more. Wow. It doesn't surprise me that this guy knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He just needs to take it to the next level by outdoing his first video. I have yet to see another video go viral or anything like that. I think if he's going to be anything more than just a quick internet meme, then I believe that he needs to release something else to show that he has lasting power. And I think what he's doing does have lasting power, but it's up to him to prove it.
Yeah, good call.
That being said, next topic. Kit Kat sushi.
We did that one time, didn't we? Something of the sort.
Sounds similar. Sounds like some. Do you have a dog?
Nah, it's somewhere out here. A lot of dogs in my building. There's a lot of dogs in my building. It's like there's dogs over there.
What does that even? I'm like, what?
Dogs in the building. Dogs in the building.
Japan has new sushi Kit Kats.
Okay, that is a little misleading. Okay, as we know, or maybe you don't, but the Kit Kat game. No, let me restart. The flavor game in Japan is far superior than it is in North America, and what I mean by that is, in this case, the Kit Kat bar. Right?
Kit Kat bar.
The Kit Kat.
Oh, you're sorry. What you're saying? You're saying that Kit Kat has crazier flavors.
Yeah, like there is a directory of different Kit Kat flavors that circulate the pantries of the Japanese people, and
that we don't have.
That we just don't have. Like, what's the craziest Kit Kat I've ever seen here was like orange Kit Kat, or maybe. We were talking about the Oreo, not Oreo. We're talking about the cookie dough Kit Kat last week, which neither of us have ever tried, and that is found in the UK, which is pretty cool. But they have stuff like green tea Kit Kat. They have like strawberry vanilla Kit Kat. There's like a whole rainbow of flavors of Kit Kats in Japan, and that's what brings us to the this new craze of sushi Kit Kats.
Right. So what it seems to be is it's a place called the Chocolatory, which is a great name, in Ginza, Tokyo, has debuted a set of limited edition Kit Kats, which are styled to look like classic sushi dishes. So yes, Josh, we did do this. It is misleading because I thought originally that the article was going to be about sushi flavored Kit Kats, which would have been really weird and messed up, and I don't want that at all. This instead is very much like the candy sushi that we made a long time ago, which was sushi looked like sushi made out of treats. And what they've done is they've taken these different flavored Kit Kats, stacked them with things like Rice Krispie treats, and then have like wrap them up with some seaweed, which I think works with it. I think the seaweed is not something that's too messed up in this case. Some of the flavors that they've used are raspberry flavored white chocolate. There's a melon mascarpone cheese and a pumpkin pudding flavored Kit Kats. I think
That
those
sounds
are very
pretty good, by the way.
very interesting flavored Kit Kats. I think our Kit Kats are typically always still chocolate, but the inside has been replaced with something else. This seems like it's almost the outside chocolate, the exterior chocolate is something different. And I would be very interested to try something like that.
Absolutely.
A Kit Kat that has a full different chocolate flavored.
You might be right with that. And it looks, just by looking at the pictures here, for all of you that don't see it, the Kit Kats are yellow, sort of like a pink tuna color, and like almost like an orangey egg yolk color.
Right.
And by looking at that, it looks like they've tried to mimic the fish color.
Yeah.
By ways of chocolate, which makes me believe that the chocolate is actually flavored, but it might be more than that. See, the pictures that we have, it doesn't crack into the actual chocolate bar, so we can't verify what it has on the inside. But yeah. Oh, this is a picture that you probably don't see, Dave. Which I'm looking at. It's a whole advertisement for the Kit Kat sushi. And I'm just gonna send it to you in a message so that you can illustrate it on your own. But essentially, it is it looks like a shrimp. So you know how shrimp kind of has that like tiger kind of color where it's right. So there's an actual shrimp here. Sorry, there's an actual Kit Kat bar that is emulating a nigiri, shrimp nigiri, that has that design on it. Really, really interesting.
Right.
Very, very interesting. Wow.
I think that this is awesome. I think that overall people need to be spending. Restaurants and different shops should put a little more focus on the candy sushi or just sushi treats in general. I've always been a huge fan of the different takes on sushi rolls. I think the sushi roll is almost as versatile as the pizza or the bagel or the burger. These sort of wide-ranging or far-reaching food items that can be adapted to other flavors and tastes that are completely different than what they were originally intended for. I think the sushi roll is one of those, and I think that that's a really untapped, I guess market is the right word to use, that restaurants and treat shops should be exploring.
I agree. Why not? It's just a cool thing.
And it's not even really about Kit Kat here. Kit Kat is showing an example of what could come of it and what's good. But it doesn't need to be exclusively Kit Kat. I think it's just cool that Kit Kat is teaming up with this other chocolatory so that they can do something unique and interesting.
Awesome move. Chocolatory. We need a chocolatory on this side.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Bring us the Japanese things that are so awesome. Now that takes us to our final topic of the day, which is our dumb food item of the week. Excuse me.
I was going to call for a drum roll, but it's okay.
It's just a really stupid but awesomely stupid product. This week's product is the Spamp. That is a
DIY, by the way.
It is DIY. It is, you could buy it, but you could buy it on Etsy. It's somebody that made it themselves and is selling them. It is a practice amplifier and distortion effect pedal for your instruments, namely your guitar, that is made out of a Spam can. And what this does is this takes music and it unnecessarily fuses it with the world's strange obsession with spam.
That's true. I'm just looking at this on Etsy right here. It looks really, really pro. Now, you being a guitar player, you are a guitar player. Mm-hmm. How does this compare to a regular amp / foot pedal thingam stuff?
I have no idea. You'd have to listen to it. I mean, it looks wise. Sure, it looks like it could be. It looks like it could be a pedal easily. I think that it Well, maybe not easily, actually. It's got some different buttons. If it works, if it sounds good or provides an interesting sound, then I think that that's really cool. I like the labeling that they used. It's really it's a spam can that the top has been completely customized as the spamp and has your input and your output plugs, has headphone plug, also has a line-in plug, like an auxiliary line-in plug. And it's labeled as, fried, grilled, or chilled for the different sound effects. There's spice and heat for the different sound effects. I think that that's really a fun take on it. I wouldn't mind seeing more food related, I guess, music instruments and or accessories.
I mean it's cool, and it does go through all of what everything does, and it says here that the Spamp is a guitar preamplifier, like with distortion, as you all said, and all those things. But it also has like a belt clip to put it on your belt.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wonder if you could just use it. I mean, it's a practice amplifier. So does that mean? Yeah, it means that. Does it make music? No, it doesn't make the music. You still need to plug it into an actual.
Yeah, it's battery operated.
But maybe it does.
It's battery operated, Dave, with a 9-volt battery. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, 9-volt batteries are the square batteries.
Yeah, of course.
It's official, everybody. The Spamp is now the last thing that is using square battery.
Yeah. You're not right in saying that. And the reason being because most guitar pedals, or instrument accessories like that use 9-volt batteries still. Not sure why 9 volts, but they do.
What's the significance of 9 volts? If you guys know what the significance of a 9-volt square battery is, please leave a comment in whatever you're listening to.
Why 9 volts? Why couldn't you just use a D battery or like 14 AA batteries?
That's true.
What about 28 AAA batteries? I don't know. I have no idea. It seems like you can use this by itself.
There is a story. There is a Spamp story, by the way.
It seems like it will make music.
Just for all of you listening.
Early one morning before bedtime in about 2001, Spamp Man returned from a gig feeling somewhat peckish. Enraptured by the ensuing spam sandwich, Spamp Man received the inspiration for the spicy amplifier, the Spamp. A prototype was knocked up using the very can that provided the meal of enlightenment. And there the story might have ended, but in 2016, Spamp Man decided to share the Spamp with the world. The Spamp was designed by Spamp Man, and all Spamps are assembled to a professional standard and 100% tested by Spamp Man himself.
Takeaway here, it took the guy 15 years to open up a can of Spam.
Pop open that can of Spamp.
That guy was sitting looking at his Spam can and it's like,
thinking of what was he going to do.
15 years it'll take me to engineer an amplifier out of a Spam can.
This is stupid, and I applaud this man for making such a stupid product. It's got to be so much fun, and at the very least, probably acts as a fantastic little what's the word that I'm looking for? Just a little collector's item, and especially if you're a fan of Spam.
Yeah, and for all of you who are a fan of Spam, and after this point, a fan of Spamp, the Stamp, an all meaty goodness of the Spamp in a stomp box will soon be available. I don't even know what that means.
Neither do I. So I think that is just about going to do it for this episode of The Menu. We've run through all of our topics. We talked about smart things. We talked about a lot of dumb things. We talked about douchebaggy things and pretentious things. We talked about awesome visits to Disney. We talked about something as silly as a food tattoo. And more importantly, be safe during the Super Bowl and use the Uber code that comes with your Tostitos.
Yep, do it.
I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. I'd like to thank those of you that are watching live on twitch.tv/LiquorSauce every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'd like to thank everybody that's watching this or listening to this on Josh's YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheJoshElkin. And remember, this is available on iTunes and SoundCloud. You can download this for later consumption. Thank you, Josh, for joining. As always, it's been fantastic.
Thank you, Dave. I've had a blast as always. I just want to give a shout out to everyone who is listening and or watching, and make sure to tune in every Wednesday where Dave and I will talk about food news and news food. As well, if there's anything that you guys want to hear us talk about, something cool that happened in your town, your country, the place of where you live, or something that you want to learn about, please hit us up on all things social media. You can hit up Dave at David Huff, and you can hit me up at TheJoshElkin. We love you. We love food. And most importantly, we love talking about it.
Absolutely right. Thank you all so much, and we will see you in the next episode.